Hi, welcome back to Deep and Real. I decided I was going to do one more video here at the top of Flag Rock. For one, I want you to see this because this is amazing. Look at this view. Isn't that beautiful? So worth the hike. So this hike is a difficult one. It's about 2.5 miles, but you climb, I think it's 1,100 feet in elevation, so it's a pretty steep hike. I did it once before in November. I had wanted to do it for months and months and months. This mountain is very special to a dear friend of mine who lives at the base of it, and she spends a ton of time up here, and she has a lot of very special experiences up here. And so I wanted to come up this mountain and have an experience too, but I was very overweight and very out of shape. I'm still out of shape, but at least I'm not as overweight. And I had tried to climb the mountain multiple times, and I never got very far. In November, I decided I was going to make it to the top of this mountain, whether it killed me or not. I didn't care how long it took. I was going to make it. So on November 28th, I climbed to the top of this mountain. It took me a little over 3 hours to get to the top. I'm happy to say I took at least a half hour off that time today, which is amazing. But a reason that I love this mountain so much is you cannot be on this mountain and not find a heart rock. Heart rocks are so near and dear to my heart. I find them everywhere. Ever since my dear friend Robin told me about them, I started finding them. When I first started looking, I thought they were super rare, and so I would pick them up and keep every single one I found. Well, if I had kept every single one I found to this point, I would have thousands of them, and I don't have room for thousands of rocks. There are so many. Like, you can look on any hillside, any place where rocks are, any gravel pit at Walmart, and see a heart rock. They are so amazing. I'm going to show you one of the ones that I found today because it is really cool. So here is one I found today. And then this one is very awesome too. This one I found today. So the reason why I find heart rock so special is because if that heart rock is meant for you and you pick it up, you can ask it for a message and it will give you a message. In November, when I climbed the mountain, I found an amazing one. It was a lot like this one, only it was much bigger. And when I asked it for its message, it was on my way down the mountain after I'd already climbed the mountain. I was so exhausted. So I'm on my way down and I asked the heart rock, and it just said that I could do anything that I put my mind to. And I was like, well, yeah, I just climbed this mountain. I did ask for angels' help to get up here because it was super hard for me, but I will give them credit for sure. But not even 30 seconds later, I hear, nope, never mind, scratch that. And I was confused for a second. And then I heard loud and clear, you can do anything that you put your heart and your faith to. And that made much more sense and really hit me deep, because when we decide to do something with our mind, we automatically start having doubts. Well, what if I don't make it? Well, what if I'm not good enough? Well, all the stories. But when we set our heart on something and we set our faith on something, you can't fail. You can't fail if you take God with you, unless it's something He doesn't want you to do, or you're meant to learn something. But something like this, where I'm going to climb a mountain, I set my heart and my faith on it, and I made it. Heart rocks are very dear to me. When I first started finding them, and after my miracle, I talked about that in a previous video, I started seeing hearts everywhere. And I was confused because I had never noticed hearts before. And I was, looking for heart rocks, and they say what you look for, you find. But I was seeing hearts in the sky and on the ground and in a rock and in the snow. I saw them everywhere. And I finally just asked God, I said, why am I all of a sudden seeing hearts everywhere? And I was just barely building my relationship with Him. It was right after my miracle. And I was just learning how to communicate with Him and have a good relationship with Him. And He just said, I'm just letting you know I'm still here. And so that is a beautiful thing. And to me, that proved that how personally he knows each one of us. Because, like, my husband, he would never be reached that way. He would have his own way. And we all have our own ways. And God will find that one special way to touch your heart if you let him. And so I encourage you, one, go find a heart rock. Pick it up and ask if it's yours and if it has a message for you. Sometimes I pick them up and I'm like, oh, this is for Robin, or oh, this is for my friend Wendy, or whoever I think it's for, but so I take it to them. And sometimes it's just there. And so, like, if it's not for anyone, I give it gratitude. Thank you. I am so glad that I crossed paths with you today, and I leave it where it sits. And sometimes I'll even set it up right so that someone else will find it. Hoping that someone else gets to make their heart smile by finding a heart rock. So I hope that you go find one. I hope you get a message, and let me know if you do. Email me and let me know what your message was. Also, don't forget to email me if you have any questions or if you want me to talk about something specific. I am going to start doing a crystal series, so if you are interested in crystals, I will do one episode on each type of crystal so you can find it. In fact, I'm going to have to look up to see exactly what this one is. I don't know if you can see it, but it has this really pretty purple crystal in it, and I don't know if it's amethyst or some sort of purple quartz, so I got to figure out what it is. But I love rocks, all kinds of rocks and crystals and Mother Earth and trees and all of those things. And if you don't spend any time in nature, you are shorting your soul. Nature is so good for our heart and soul. It just refills us and helps us be grounded and just helps us feel closer to God. So please go find a heart rock. Please email me. Let me know if there's anything you want to know. And thank you for watching.